A tsunami of supersized American-style pickup trucks are hitting Melbourne roads as sales reach record levels, but some fed-up drivers say the vehicles have no place down under.
Trucks used to be affordable. Now they're financial traps nobody escapes. That $15,000 workhorse from the 90s? Gone. Today, base models start above $35,000 and fully loaded trims creep past $70,000. Dealers stretch loans to 7 years, locking owners into mini mortgages they can't walk away from. So why are families drowning just to drive what their parents bought with cash? Who profits while working people sign their paychecks away? And how long before you realize you're paying luxury prices for a tool you can't afford to use? Trucks cost more than ever. Pickup trucks were once the affordable workhorses of American roads, but today their price tags tell a different story. In the late 1990s, a brand new half-ton truck could be driven home for somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000, while now base models often start above $35,000, and higher trims equipped with technology and comfort packages regularly soar past $60,000 or even $70,000. This dramatic increase is not simply the result of inflation. It reflects the steady transformation of trucks from utilitarian machines into luxury-laden lifestyle vehicles filled with panoramic sunroofs, touchscreen interfaces, driver assistance systems, and leather-lined cabins. Financing terms have stretched accordingly, with 6-year or 7-year loans becoming the new normal, trapping many buyers in payments that feel like miniature mortgages. While the power, comfort, and safety features may justify some of the cost, the undeniable truth is that trucks have drifted far from their blue-collar roots, leaving working families struggling to afford vehicles once celebrated as the most practical tools on wheels. Payload numbers are not gospel. Manufacturers love to advertise impressive payload ratings, sometimes boasting figures of 1,800 pounds or even 2,000 pounds. But those numbers rarely reflect the reality that owners face once they climb behind the wheel of their specific truck. Payload is not just what fits in the bed. It also includes passengers, tools, accessories, and even full fuel tanks, and every added pound subtracts from the official rating. A crew cab with leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, and 4 adults on board can see its usable capacity shrink dramatically, even before a single bag of gravel or piece of lumber is loaded. The sticker on the driver's door jamb usually reveals the real number for that exact vehicle, which is often hundreds of pounds lower than the figure used in glossy advertisements. Exceeding that limit stresses suspension, brakes, and tires, voids warranties, and risks safety, meaning that trusting only the brochure is a costly mistake. In the end, payload ratings look impressive on paper, but reality demands careful math every single trip. Towing kills mileage. The thrill of hooking up a trailer and feeling a truck's torque come alive is quickly dampened by the painful truth revealed at the fuel pump. Because towing devastates fuel economy, no matter what the brochures promise. A truck rated at 20 miles per gallon on the highway may struggle to achieve even 12 miles per gallon once a camper, boat, or utility trailer is attached. And under heavier loads, efficiency often plunges into the single digits. The culprit is a combination of added weight, greater rolling resistance, and the enormous aerodynamic drag created by tall, flat trailers that act like parachutes at highway speeds. Engines work harder, turbochargers spin constantly, transmissions hunt for gears, and fuel injectors spray relentlessly just to maintain momentum, especially on inclines. The result is frequent and expensive stops that turn long trips into carefully planned refueling missions. Drivers who expected affordable adventures often find themselves doubling their travel budgets, proving once again that while trucks are built to tow, they can never defy the basic physics that demand more fuel under load. If you felt even one of these brutal truths hit home, take a second to hit like and drop a comment below. Tell me which truth matches your experience. Your story could help another truck owner avoid costly mistakes. Off-road tires wear fast. Aggressive off-road tires with deep lugs and bold sidewalls give any truck an intimidating look and provide confidence on trails, sand, or snow. But their rugged appearance hides a costly truth. They wear out far quicker than most owners expect when used primarily on pavement. Built from softer rubber compounds to grip rocks and dirt, these tires shred rapidly against hot asphalt, sometimes lasting barely 20,000 miles, compared to 40,000 or 50,000 miles from standard all-season options. The wide tread blocks also generate constant road noise, and vibrations increase as the tires age unevenly. demanding more frequent rotations and balancing. Owners are often shocked to learn that replacing a full set can easily exceed $1,200, a bill that arrives sooner than planned. Beyond wear, off-road tires sap fuel economy because of their extra weight and rolling resistance, often costing 2 to 3 miles per gallon. Stylish and capable in the right terrain, they become expensive burdens for trucks that spend most of their lives on city streets and highways.
Rust always wins.
Corrosion is the slow and silent enemy that eventually claims every truck, no matter how carefully it is maintained, and its presence becomes unavoidable once metal meets moisture, oxygen, and road salt. Even with modern galvanization, protective coatings, and regular washing, the combination of winter slush, humid air, or coastal salt begins eating away at frames, rocker panels, and wheel wells within just a few years. A truck purchased brand new in the year 2025 can show rust bubbles by 2027 if exposed to salted highways without consistent cleaning. Once it starts, the damage spreads from the inside out, weakening structural points long before visible holes appear. Repairs are notoriously expensive, with full panel replacements, welding, or frame reinforcement often costing thousands of dollars, sometimes exceeding the value of the truck itself. Preventive measures slow the process but never fully stop it, which is why older trucks still running strong mechanically often fail inspection due to unsafe corrosion. In the end, rust proves unbeatable, turning every truck's battle against time into a guaranteed defeat. Options. Drain wallets. The allure of optional packages transforms many affordable trucks into financial burdens because every tempting upgrade adds cost while silently reducing overall value. A buyer may begin with a base model advertised at $35,000, but after choosing leather seating, premium audio, advanced towing aids, larger wheels, and technology bundles with panoramic cameras and oversized touchscreens, the final price can easily surpass $60,000 or even $70,000. Each feature appears minor on its own, perhaps $1,000 or $2,000, yet combined they balloon monthly payments by hundreds of dollars across 6-year or 7-year loans. Interest charges only deepen the sting, meaning owners pay far more than the sticker suggests. Even practical add-ons like bed liners, off-road suspension kits, or upgraded mirrors are usually tied to expensive trim levels, forcing customers to spend on luxuries they never wanted. While these extras undeniably increase comfort and convenience, they also strip away the core value of a truck as a practical tool. Options promise enjoyment, but ultimately drain wallets faster than most owners ever anticipate. Insurance runs high. The financial reality of owning a truck extends far beyond the purchase price, because insurance premiums for pickups are consistently higher than for sedans or compact sport utility vehicles. And the reasons are numerous. Trucks are larger and heavier, which means accidents often result in more severe damage and higher repair costs, with even a minor fender bender sometimes running over $8,000 once body panels, sensors, and cameras are replaced. Many of the most popular trucks, such as the Ford F-Series and the Chevrolet Silverado, also rank among the most stolen vehicles in the United States, driving premiums upward as insurers account for the risk of theft and costly part replacement. Younger drivers under 25 often see premiums above $2,000 per year, even with clean records, while optional modifications such as lift kits, oversized wheels, or performance exhausts can raise rates even further. Advanced technology also makes repairs expensive, as recalibrating radar units or cameras after collisions adds hundreds of dollars. For most owners, insurance becomes a hidden but constant expense that strains budgets. Aluminum dents, steel rusts. The debate over aluminum versus steel in truck construction proves that no material offers perfection, because each carries weaknesses that owners eventually confront. Aluminum body panels, which became popular in the mid-2000s, resist corrosion far better than traditional steel. Yet they dent and crease with ease, whether from a stray shopping cart, hailstorm, or tool tossed carelessly into the bed. Repairs are not only more frequent, but also more expensive, since aluminum requires specialized equipment and trained technicians, often pushing repair bills into the thousands of dollars. Steel, on the other hand, provides greater resistance to dents and dings, but suffers relentlessly from rust once moisture, oxygen, and salt combine. Winter road treatments accelerate the problem, while coastal climates corrode from salt-filled air eventually eating away at rocker panels, wheel wells, and even frame rails. Owners of older steel-bodied trucks often see strong drivetrains outlast rotting shells, forcing premature retirements. In the end, buyers must choose between metal that bends or metal that corrodes, a compromise that proves frustrating no matter the decision made.
Turbos drink under load.
Turbocharged engines have become the centerpiece of modern truck marketing, promising the power of a traditional V8 with the efficiency of a smaller displacement motor. Yet the truth appears quickly once heavy loads are involved. A turbocharged V6 may boast 20 miles per gallon on the highway when unladen, but hitch up a trailer or fill the bed with gravel, and efficiency collapses into the low teens or even single digits. This happens because turbos force more air into the cylinders, demanding a corresponding increase in fuel to maintain the proper mixture. And when towing up grades or accelerating under load, the system runs at maximum boost for long stretches. The driver enjoys smooth, relentless torque, but every surge burns gasoline at an alarming pace. Beyond fuel consumption, the added heat and stress require expensive synthetic oil, careful maintenance, and eventually costly repairs if a turbo fails. What seemed like an efficient compromise quickly becomes a thirsty workhorse, leaving owners to balance the thrill of boost against the reality of frequent, budget-draining fuel stops.
Parking is a nightmare.
The sheer size of modern trucks makes parking an everyday ordeal, especially in urban areas or older lots designed decades ago for compact cars rather than full-size pickups that now stretch beyond 230 inches in length and nearly 80 inches in width. Sliding into a standard 9-foot wide space leaves barely a few inches between doors, forcing drivers to squeeze out carefully to avoid scratching nearby vehicles. Multi-level garages amplify the frustration with low ceilings, narrow ramps, and tight turns that challenge long wheelbases. Parallel parking on crowded streets becomes a public performance, often requiring multiple maneuvers while impatient traffic builds behind. Even with advanced aids such as surround view cameras, parking sensors, and automated steering systems, the fundamental issue remains. The truck itself is simply too big for the environment. Many owners adjust their routines, deliberately choosing businesses with wide open lots or opting for curbside pickup instead of fighting with confined spaces. What was once a tool of freedom often becomes a daily hassle, reminding drivers that capability on the open road does not always translate to convenience in crowded cities.
Lifts wreck comfort.
The commanding stance of a lifted truck may turn heads on highways and give drivers the feeling of dominance behind the wheel, but the sacrifice made for that aggressive look is comfort, and it becomes obvious with every mile. Factory engineers design suspensions to balance ride quality, towing stability, and handling, yet the moment a lift kit is installed, that delicate harmony disappears. Even modest lifts change steering geometry, driveline angles, and shock absorber performance, causing vibrations, wandering, and a harsher ride that wears down patience on long trips. Every pothole, expansion joint, and gravel road sends sharp jolts through the cabin, rattling passengers and cargo alike. Tires wear unevenly, fuel economy suffers due to increased drag, and braking distances often extend as the center of gravity climbs. Insurance companies sometimes raise premiums because lifted vehicles are viewed as higher risk, while repairs cost more as aftermarket parts fail faster under stress. What begins as an aesthetic upgrade quickly becomes a compromise, proving that added height almost always comes at the painful price of reduced everyday comfort.
Four-wheel drive does not stop you.
Four-wheel drive is often marketed as the ultimate safety feature for trucks, convincing many owners that slippery roads and rough terrain can be conquered without concern. But the system has a critical limitation. It helps you move forward, not stop. Engaging four-wheel drive distributes power to all four wheels, allowing traction on snow, mud, or sand, yet the additional weight and momentum of a 5,000-pound or 6,000-pound truck remain unchanged when braking. On icy highways, this overconfidence proves dangerous, as drivers accelerate confidently past slower traffic, only to discover that stopping distances stretch far longer than expected. Anti-lock brakes and electronic stability control reduce the risk of total loss of control, but no technology can create friction where none exists. Tire choice further complicates the issue, since all-terrain or mud-terrain tires may perform well off-road, but struggle to grip polished ice. The result is countless winter accidents caused not by lack of traction to move, but by an inability to stop. Four-wheel drive is powerful, but it is not invincibility, and safe driving still requires caution. We're only halfway through, and the biggest surprises are still ahead. If you want the full picture of what truck ownership really means, make sure you hit subscribe right now, because the last truths are the ones nobody talks about. Sensors hate dirt. Advanced driver assistance systems have transformed modern trucks into rolling computers, offering features such as blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping alerts, and automatic emergency braking. Yet all of these conveniences depend on delicate cameras, radar units, and ultrasonic sensors that cannot tolerate the dirt and grime trucks encounter daily. A thin layer of mud from a job site, dust from a gravel road, or slush from a winter storm can instantly blind these systems, triggering dashboard warnings and shutting down safety aids. Owners expecting rugged dependability soon find themselves wiping lenses and bumpers repeatedly just to keep alerts from chiming. The problem grows worse off-road, where branches, stones, and water crossings can physically damage expensive sensors. Replacement costs often climb into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, turning minor dings into major financial setbacks. What was once a simple fender repair now demands computer recalibration before the truck is roadworthy again. Sensors promise safety, but in the messy environments where trucks are meant to excel, they reveal their fragility all too quickly. Off-road trims get pricey. The aggressive styling and rugged capability of off-road trim levels make them some of the most desirable trucks on any showroom floor. But the financial reality behind those flashy packages is sobering. A standard half-ton truck might carry a base price near $35,000, yet once upgraded to an off-road model with locking differentials, heavy-duty shocks, skid plates, speed-lock-capable wheels, and all-terrain tires, the total can surge past $60,000 or even $70,000 before taxes and fees. Buyers then discover that ownership costs extend far beyond the initial purchase. Specialized shocks require expensive maintenance. Aggressive tires wear out in as little as 20,000 miles, and additional weight from armor reduces fuel efficiency by several miles per gallon. Insurance companies also raise premiums, assuming higher risks for vehicles that are more likely to sustain trail damage. For many owners, the reality is that these trucks spend 90% of their lives on paved streets where the costly hardware adds little value. Off-road trims deliver capability, but they drain wallets relentlessly. Miles per gallon claims are lies. The fuel economy numbers proudly displayed on a new truck's window sticker may look reassuring, but real-world ownership quickly exposes them as optimistic at best and misleading at worst. Official testing is conducted under controlled conditions with steady speeds, light loads, and no wind resistance, allowing trucks to post figures like 20 miles per gallon highway or 18 miles per gallon city. Yet once a truck is used as intended, hauling tools, towing trailers, climbing grades, or battling headwinds, those ratings collapse. Many owners struggle to maintain 15 miles per gallon in mixed driving, and towing heavy loads can drag mileage into the single digits. Simple additions such as oversized tires, roof racks, or bed covers change aerodynamics and further reduce efficiency. The financial impact is severe. A driver expecting 20 miles per gallon over 15,000 miles may budget for 750 gallons of fuel, but achieving only 15 miles per gallon raises that requirement to 1,000 gallons, costing an extra $1,000 annually. Claimed efficiency flatters brochures, but reality empties wallets. Luxury kills utility. Modern trucks increasingly blur the line between work vehicles and luxury sedans, offering leather seats, panoramic sunroofs, heated steering wheels, giant touchscreens, and premium sound systems. Yet these upgrades come with compromises that slowly erode the fundamental utility of the truck. Plush carpeting makes muddy boots a nightmare, delicate trim scratches under rough use, and electronic tailgates fail under heavy loads that simple steel once managed with ease. Added weight from luxury features can push curb weights hundreds of pounds higher, reducing payload capacity and limiting how much the truck can safely haul. Owners often hesitate to throw lumber, gravel, or construction equipment into beds lined with delicate spray and coatings or outfitted with power-operated accessories, fearing damage to investments that pushed sticker prices into the $60,000 or $70,000 range. Trucks become too valuable to risk using for messy work, transforming them into status symbols rather than tools. Luxury undeniably increases comfort, but in exchange, it strips away the rugged practicality that originally defined what a pickup truck was meant to be. Diesels bring headaches. Diesel-powered trucks carry a legendary reputation for durability stability and massive torque, but modern emissions technology has turned that legacy into a source of frustration and expense for many owners. Today's diesel pickups are equipped with diesel particulate filters, selective catalytic reduction systems, and diesel exhaust fluid injection, all of which are necessary to meet strict regulations, but add complexity and frequent maintenance demands. When filters clog or sensors fail, trucks can slip into limp mode, barely crawling above 40 miles per hour until costly repairs are made. Routine upkeep also costs more, with larger volumes of synthetic oil, frequent fuel filter changes, and additives to prevent gelling in cold climates. Even fuel itself is usually more expensive than unleaded gasoline, erasing much of the efficiency advantage. Repairs can easily reach into the thousands of dollars when turbochargers, injectors, or emission systems fail, making ownership a financial gamble. While the pulling power of a diesel is unmatched for heavy towing, the headaches often outweigh the benefits for average drivers who do not consistently haul enormous loads. Short beds limit you. The convenience of a short bed pickup is undeniable when maneuvering through tight parking spaces or weaving around city streets, but the trade-off comes in the form of lost practicality that reveals itself the moment serious hauling is required. A bed measuring only 5 feet 5 inches or even 5 feet 8 inches cannot properly fit common building materials like 8-foot lumber or 4x8 sheets of plywood without leaving the tailgate down, which makes securing loads difficult and often unsafe. Recreational gear such as motorcycles, kayaks, or large camping equipment creates similar frustrations, forcing owners to purchase expensive bed extenders, racks, or small trailers just to carry what a longer bed could handle with ease. Payload distribution also suffers, since weight is concentrated in a smaller area, stressing suspension components and reducing stability under load. Many buyers choose short beds to gain larger crew cabs, but eventually they discover that the sacrifice limits the very purpose of owning a truck. Convenience may win initially, yet long-term utility often loses the battle. Mods hurt resale. Customizing a truck with aftermarket modifications delivers instant personality and pride, but those same upgrades often slash resale value when it is time to sell. Lift kits, oversized wheels, mud terrain tires, performance exhausts, and custom lighting may excite the current owner. Yet dealers and private buyers view them as red flags. A lifted suspension suggests harder off-road use. Oversized tires hint at increased wear on steering and driveline components, and loud exhaust systems raise concerns about emissions, compliance, and mechanical stress. Even purely cosmetic changes, such as dark window tint, smoked headlights, or elaborate vinyl wraps, limit appeal by narrowing the buyer pool. While the original owner may spend $5,000 on modifications, the resale market often penalizes that investment, reducing trade-in offers by thousands. Lenders and warranty companies also hesitate to back heavily modified trucks, which further decreases demand. Stock vehicles are easier to finance, easier to insure, and easier to trust. The reality is that personalization satisfies the present, but in the long run, modifications hurt both value and marketability. Daily driving ages trucks. Using a truck as a daily commuter feels convenient, but it accelerates aging in ways that owners often underestimate. Stop-and-go traffic, constant idling, and endless short trips put stress on engines that rarely reach full operating temperature, leading to carbon buildup and oil contamination. Heavy automatic transmissions cycle through lower gears repeatedly, building heat and wearing internal components faster than when hauling steady highway loads. Suspension parts designed for balance under cargo weight endure harsher impacts when the truck runs empty, wearing out shocks, bushings, and joints prematurely. Brakes face the burden of stopping over 5,000 pounds multiple times each day, causing pads and rotors to wear far quicker than those on lighter vehicles. Interiors suffer too, as seats, electronics, and trim materials degrade with continuous use, making a truck with 80,000 commuting miles feel closer to one with 120,000 miles of rough service. Convenience blinds many buyers to the fact that commuting in a truck quietly drains longevity, turning dependable machines old before their time. Every truck is a compromise, no matter how advanced advanced, expensive, or capable a pickup truck may appear, it always represents a series of trade-offs that owners must eventually accept. A model designed with maximum towing strength often rides stiff and unrefined when unladen, while a luxury-trimmed crew cab filled with technology and leather sacrifices payload capacity under the weight of added features. Compact trucks save fuel and maneuver easily in tight cities, but lack the bed length and muscle required for construction work or heavy recreational hauling. Meanwhile, massive heavy-duty trucks can pull fifth-wheel campers with confidence, yet their enormous size makes them impractical for urban driving and impossible to park in standard garages. Even cost becomes part of the equation, since affordability usually means sacrificing comfort or advanced features, while higher trims stretch budgets into the $60,000 or $70,000 range. Every design decision reflects a balance between comfort, strength, efficiency, and price. The harsh truth is that perfection does not exist in the world of trucks, only compromises that must match an owner's priorities. You've just seen the truths most truck owners never hear until it's too late. Now it's your turn. Share your own experience in the comments, because your story might save someone else. Hit like if this opened your eyes, subscribe for more countdowns, and remember, the strongest road ahead is the one we face together.